Devastating. Death. Destruction. The West wins World War II. We won it by the first and only time a country has ever dropped a giant bomb, an atomic missile. Now the whole world's angry. Everyone wants to make atomic missiles, nuclear missiles, weapons of mass destruction, threatening each other with it, giving weapons of mass destructions to their friends, fighting by proxy wars, direct wars, political wars, backstabbing wars, starving each other, trafficking each other. The whole world goes to war decades after decades. The East versus the West versus the East. But no one wants to drop that big bomb, the nuclear bomb. It's going to have a nuclear holocaust and kill everyone. So eventually America does it. They create what they call the Great Reset. A bomb capable enough of infecting just as many people as a nuclear missile does. Only this one leaves generation after generation after generation after generation hungry, scared, weak. Hey, good morning, light fighters. It's sunrise here. Hour after sunrise, I sat and stand to hunkered down and just watched and stuff. Saw a couple of cars driving by. Last night was a rough night. I used the Don't Die in the Woods, world's strongest emergency blanket. I thought I was gonna use that, a cord, to build a survival hut, but that blanket sucks. So I had to use a lot of other stuff. Watch my bug out video. You'll see how much stuff I had to do, but I eventually was able to build something. Here, it's subsurface. It came right out of the ground, but then it started raining really hard and blowing wind really hard, and it stayed together. It didn't stay together because Don't Die in the Woods has some good product. Stayed together because of me doing it. And then I because it was so windy and hot and rainy, it fucked up my I bought this 6 grams of lost THC before I came out here, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to charge vapes and, you know, go get me vapes. I bought a vape that was really, had a lot of grams in it, but it's kind of like got all cloggy now. It keeps clogging, like vape in my mouth. So, that's, I would say that's a good way to start a field problem too, though. You know, the suckiest part, I mean, it can't get any worse than laying up next to a fucking swamp watching a bridge in muggy, hot, 94-degree weather, with a fucking blanket. You were field testing for the first time ever. That's called Don't Die in the Woods. And I would have literally, if I wasn't as good at bushcraft as I am, and I'm really good at bushcraft, of course, but I would have died in the woods. So, I'm going to start my day with a good term. I'm wearing my favorite camo pants ever. I think these are from Proper or something. These are, I can't find a top for these. I bought these at an Army, like one of those used places in Fayetteville one time. It's ripstop. It's black, gray, and dark green tiger stripes. I would love to get the top for this. This is like my favorite fucking camo. So I'm wearing that today, and I'm wearing a dark green one of these boat shirts, you know, because it's hot. It's been really hot the last couple of days. You know, I've been losing a lot more fluids than I've been consuming because I'm trying to drink my water slow, but just sitting here, I'm sweating. I mean, this isn't global warming anymore. This is a 5th season. We thought summer was the climax of heat, and now it's like almost September and it's still hot as fuck, 94. Like this is global warming, and we have a new season. But that tent sucks. Let's look. I mean, I did a great job. Let's see. This is the part that you would see from the street. A lot of it fell. A lot of the camo leaves and stuff kind of got rained down and weighted down and stuff. I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit warmer out so they can, like, the wet stuff can expand. I'll throw some more on it, but it did its job. But today, for this video, I'm gonna show how I mean, I was just field testing that. I bought for $20, 4 of them. Thank God that I field tested one. They sucked. But I'm going to show today an easier way that you can do something with just a tarp. I got a brown tarp I always carry, small tarp, a couple of strings, and we're good to go. So let's finish smoking up over here, enjoying this nice weather, watching this bridge to see if there's going to be any illegal checkpoints by the saviors. As everyone knows, I used to be a savior, and me and Negan had a change of plans, and I started my own group, just like the saviors. We're called the Jehovah's Witnesses, because we're at your front door, motherfucker. This is so not good. I'm already at this spot, bro. I got my freaking bags full of all the gear I'm raided from people. I don't want Negan to come here with his boys. I'm not a fucking savior no more. I'm a Jehovah's Witness now, motherfucker. Well, guess what? We'll be at your front door Sunday. Alright guys, so I mean, scenarios, tons of reasons why. I don't know, maybe your car broke down, you gotta wait for other people to meet you, whatever. For whatever reason, I'm parked, I got all my gear in the fucking trunk. I don't want someone to come up and kill me and take my gear and stuff. My car is not gonna be able to move. So I'm gonna take out this little tool that I made right here. What is this? This is a small brown tarp rolled up, taped up, and it's got 550 cord, black 550 cord already in it. You can put it right at the top of your rug, side of your rug, inside your rug. But I got this. And why do I have this? Because if you're moving on foot like I am, I would be able to just take a D-ring or something the like thereof, a D-ring. Snap that D-ring on. Now, I like to snap it to my back belt buckle. So that way, see, if I need to sit down, my butt's not getting wet. If I need to sit down, I can walk. It's not in my way. It's not annoying me and stuff. That's what it's going to be today. We're going to move up the road a little bit just so I can still see my car to make sure them motherfucking saviors, Negan, doesn't come up and try to take the shit that I took from my wife and kids down there, single mother. Anyway, so I'm going to freaking leave it here. I'm going to move right up there to where I can see my car. And I'm just going to set up a little easy shelter, you know. I'm going to freaking attach this with the 550 cords coming down to give me some shade, shelter, and I can watch my car. And then I can pop, 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 snap it, roll it up, and duck and roll when it's time to go. Hope this works. So I'm going to walk just up the road a little bit, like maybe 75 meters, mainly because I'm going to be using a sidearm, a pistol, and I don't want to, you know, if I have to. But I don't want to be where the road starts to bend, because then the marauders and Negan can shoot straight and still be able to hit me. I want to be right before the road starts to bend to be in. That way I can have a nice little ambush spot if I need to, and I can still watch my car. That's why I'm going to set up right there on the water before the road starts to bend today. And I've recently joined a lot of the prepper groups and stuff, prepper chat rooms and stuff. And I like to put my 2 cents in as a tactical prepper or whatever. And I get this a lot. People are like, oh, how do we know you? What are you talking about? How do we know what you're talking about? How long have you been a prepper? And I mean, I've never been a prepper per se. I don't think that the zombie apocalypse is gonna happen ever. I don't think the end of the world, as we think in the book of Revelations, is ever gonna happen. I think we have a better chance of the fucking Terminator apocalypse. I hope I'm not around for that shit. But when I got out of the army, I struggled with PTSD at first. And I did martial arts before the army. And the army, when I got out, I used my martial arts to help me cope with PTSD. And then I competed to raise money for PTSD and awareness for that. And then I taught and I offered free classes to combat veterans for PTSD. But 2 reasons that I now do this Prepper 22 to help give outdoor activities for veterans and civilians alike, or working together as battle buddies to do and cope with PTSD. And a couple of reasons why. Number one, I would all the time see older gentlemen. I'm 41, but you know, I would see gentlemen that were older, never did martial arts, that would come into my school, and we're teaching Hapkido, ground grappling, Hapkido, Jiu-Jitsu. You know, it's pretty brutal. So veterans are like, hey, I'm old as fuck, you know, I got dad bod, you trying to tell me I can come in here for free and cope with stress, and then you beat the shit out of me, and I would lose those guys. I would never get to reach those guys. So I was always thinking, what's a better way, you know, or a different way? I still do the martial arts, I love it, but what's another way that I could help people who maybe, you know, doing some hardcore martial arts isn't for them? I don't know Tai Chi. So, you know, outdoors, I started setting up camping parties. I set up a bring your own bottle, BYOB, bring your own bottle, blunt or bong, and we had camping parties outside and stuff, and it was a better thing. So I started thinking, oh man, everyone in the military knows at least a little something about the outdoors, you know. I mean, we had to work in the outdoors whether we wanted to or not. So I started doing that, and then I started watching prepper videos or outdoor bushcraft videos to help me speak the language a little bit better, and then say, hey, go down there, dog leg, flank separate, you know what I'm saying? And I started watching prepper videos, and I got really into the prepper mindset, because I was like, these motherfuckers are going on FTX, this field problems, and I mean, they're literally training. They're not fake. I mean, they think something's gonna happen, and then God bless, something should, maybe whatever. But you know, I started saying every veteran is a prepper. We prep, you know. When I was in Korea, we had to have a bug out bag or a QRF bag packed 24/7. You know, you had alerts and stuff come on when you're in we're preppers. So I set up Prepper 22. I hate the idea of organizations like Mission 22 that just say, hey, 22 veterans a day die of suicide, do 22 push-ups and hashtag us in it, you know, buy one of our shirts. Fuck them. So I always, with my martial arts and other things, thought of cool exit ways for veterans to have an exit other than a real exit. And Prepper 22 is that. Instead of just doing 22 push-ups and crying about, you know, PTSD, we're taking our old veteran skills, combat skills we learned in the military, and now we're doing it in fun prepper ways. I have a vivid imagination. Maybe that's that paranoid psychosis they're always talking about I have. But I like to prep and pretend like I'm literally a runaway from Negan and the Saviors. And I've started my own a raider organization, a lot like Negan's, but we're not called the Saviors. We were at one time called the Jehovah's Witnesses, and our slogan was, we'll be at your front door. You better pray. But I got hit up by the Jehovah's Witnesses for that. So now we're just called the Watchers. And our facility, like the sanctuary, is called the Watchtower. Let's go build this fucking pot. I parked my car that was full of supplies. I have to wait for a little while for someone to meet up. We're going to drop the supplies and dump the supplies in his car. I'm going to jump his car. We're going to leave the car here and go. And I don't want to get hit. You know, my car's sitting there like a sitting duck. Okay, so bitch ass saviors try to come and fuck with me. You know, they haven't accepted Jehovah as their Lord and Savior yet, and there's a problem with that. But anyways, I'm rated. I found a single mom and a couple kids, and I just, you know, I took what I needed from them, took what I wanted from them, and you know, rolled out. And I'm sitting here to link up with the rest of my crew, the Jehovah Witnesses, so we can take it back to our facility, the Watchtower. And you know, I don't want Negan. This is one of the Savior's roads right here, so I parked my car up there. I left my gear in there because I don't want to bring it all out. And I beat feet back over here a little bit. I found a nice little spot that goes down so I can sit down if they shoot. I got a little bit of cover. It's got some trails that dip out into the water or back around. If I have to use the restroom, I can piss right into the water. And I built a little temporary lean-to with just a little bit of 550 cord and a brown tarp. And it really, don't die in the woods, okay? Before you start buying all this crazy stuff to get ready for the zombie apocalypse or the Walking Dead or whatever, you know, the break of humanity when shit hits the fan and stuff, make sure you're field testing it. Because I thought it was a steal to get 4 blankets, world's toughest blankets that you can use for all this stuff for $20. And I only needed 3, so I field tested one. And I spent all day in the hot sun trying to make it happen. I just spent freaking 2 seconds getting this one to happen. So, you know, go with what you know, train like you fight. So yeah, I mean, I literally just had to walk out into the woods with one brown small tarp and a tarpaviate and a little bit of 550 cord and some knowledge, some knot tying knowledge. And you know what, here's a skill, take it from me. You know, I did a little bit of Boy Scouts when I was a kid. I didn't really like it that much, but then I never thought that sewing, field sewing and knot tying would be such improvised skill that I needed until I started preparing for Ranger School. So if I had to say, if you were in a MAG group, and I hope you are, I hope you're just not some kind of Minuteman or tactical guy that thinks, I'm going to run around and shoot. You need to be in a MAG group with people who know how to farm that you don't know how to. People that know how to can and preserve food that you don't know how to. People that know how to do holistic medicine that you don't know how to. And the same thing, they don't know how to be a Minuteman. So you should be, I think you should always be in a MAG group, a mutual assessment group. But anyways, here's a skill. If you learn nothing else from this video, learn how to tie a couple of knots. And here's the funny thing I heard from a Marine one time. He said, I don't know how to tie knots. I just tie a lot. And what he meant was he did over and over and over square knots. And, I mean, it works, but he spent a lot of cord and stuff. But here's something that does tie a knot to me. It's Wounded Warriors. You know, I talk shit. I talk a lot of shit about Mission 22. I don't know Mission 22. I don't know anyone in Mission 22. But when I got ready to start letting people know that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts helps with post-traumatic stress disorder, I fought a celebrity. I talked a lot of shit to tattoo bad boy Ami James until he fought me in Pro Jitsu 1 for the main event. And we donated $5,000 to Wounded Warriors for PTSD research. And just from there, they got my name, mailing list, and they've sent me cups, tumblers, patches, stickers, stuff like that, just you know, randomly over time. And one time I sent them an email, and I really didn't think anything was gonna happen. I was like, hey, I'm getting ready to start doing some camping and survival bushcraft videos. Do you guys have any Wounded Warrior stuff like that? And sure enough, they sent me like this is like a cushion, not a cushion so much, this is like a sleep mat pad, a sleep mat. You throw it out and you can sleep on top of it when you're camping and stuff. So it's just, there are good organizations out there, non-profit organizations out there that take money and put it in good places. Like they took $5,000 and instead of saying, hey, we want to get some bumper stickers made, we want to get, you know, a raise to this lady, they said we're going to take that $5,000 and we're going to plug it directly into PTSD research for you guys. And then on top of that, they don't just, they send stuff out there. You know how good that feels to get a fucking tumbler or a coffee mug out of the blue saying thank you for your service? So for all my veterans out there who maybe haven't heard that in a while, thank you for your service. On behalf of Prepper 22, Wounded Warriors, and the Jehovah Witnesses, we'll be at your front door soon. talking about lessons from Ranger School. I just used to plug about tying knots and learning how to sew, field sew and stuff. But in Ranger School, we learned how to take 550 cord and make something called Ranger beads. And you see a lot of guys in land nav who use the Ranger beads as pace counters, and that's cool. But you also learn the Ranger beads is where you take a 550 cord and you tie knots on it, you know, square knots. And that's a good way to keep up with days. If you're bugging out and you don't have a watch or power and stuff, you don't know how long you've been here. Every single time you wake up, do a knot. You know, my Ranger cord right here shows I've been waiting for this dude for about 30 days now. You know, so I think he got hit. I don't think he's ever coming back. So I'm just gonna break down now, and I'm gonna hit the road. And I decided to change my name to you. The last thing I'm gonna say before the video goes off. I mean, the collapse of civilization has already happened. We're in a zombie apocalypse. I'm running from Negan. I'm starting my own organization called the Jehovah Witnesses. I'm gonna go back to my my headquarters, the Watchtower. But I'm gonna go by a different name from now on. I'm gonna start going by John Wayne GRACIE. So stay tuned. I'm gonna show you some more Prepper 22 techniques, how you can do cool stuff out in the woods, bushcraft, prepper, survival stuff. And if you're a veteran, go out and do it. It's fun. If you're a civilian and you know a veteran, ask him if he'll go out and teach you. It's been another video from John Wayne GRACIE.